keynote speaker, Andrew Buddha. Andrew is graduating today with a Bachelor of Arts in Government Politics. Throughout his time at Maryland, Andrew served as a study abroad ambassador, as the vice president of our chapter of Pi Sigma Alpha, the National Political Science Honor Society, as well as the undergraduate representative on the Faculty Affairs Committee of the University Senate. He interned at an interfaith forum while studying abroad in Israel, in his senator's office in Washington, and on a campaign for governor in his home state of New Jersey, among other internships. Beginning in August, he will pursue a PhD in political science with a concentration in American politics from The Ohio State University. In addition to holding a professorship, he aspires to be a political commentator on cable television. Please welcome Andrew Buddha.
Andrew!
I am thrilled to be speaking at our commencement ceremony today as a very proud Terp. However, I have a confession to make. When I applied to colleges, the University of Maryland was not my first choice. When I was rejected from the highest ranked schools I applied to, I turned to Maryland as an alternative resort. It was either here or my hometown school, Rutgers. I applied here reluctantly at my mother's behest, and I decided to come here reluctantly. But that was all a few years ago. Much has changed since then. I can proudly stand here today and proclaim there is nowhere I would have rather spent my undergraduate years than here at the University of Maryland. I found a place for myself. I found a research community that welcomed me. I found a religious community that welcomed me. And I found a friendship community that welcomed me. And if you don't believe that I liked it here, do you think I would have spent $235 plus tax on a diploma frame if I didn't want to proudly and confidently display where I got my degree? Though I was originally disappointed about which schools I had been accepted to and which I had been denied from, the quote-unquote good prevailed over the quote-unquote not so good. I chose to come here, certainly a good, and I learned a few important lessons in the process. It reinforced the message I had heard time and time again, mostly from both of my grandmothers, that it matters more what you do at a school than the school's name. Hard work almost always pays off. Why did things change for me? Going out on a limb, I participated in the university's Freshman First program, a 3-week, 3-credit summer program for students entering their freshman year. The program introduced me to the university. On the first day of my first fall semester, when all the other freshmen didn't know where Stamp or McKeldin or Tidings were, I said, I know that already. I also made friends. Barely knowing anyone here before Freshman First, I ended Freshman First with a group of friends I still consider close friends today. Attending Freshman First was one of the best decisions that I have ever made. That is when I truly became a Terp. I engaged with many faculty members while here, but 3 in particular made the largest impression on me. James Gimple, Eddie Kaufman, and Erica Slanner. When I began doing serious research, they were there to support me. The majority of my research was on increasing voter turnout in elections. They pointed me in the direction of good sources, and they were not afraid to push me when I needed it the most, telling me when my analyses needed further assessment. They believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, and they showed me the value of genuine academic discussion. This semester, I researched increasing civic engagement among youth. Their mentorship not only introduced me to the ins and outs of social science academia, they stimulated my passions for government and politics, and I thrived as a result. I will carry their tutelage forward with me, and I hope to pay it forward in my future career. Choosing the University of Maryland forced me to see the bigger picture. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. I may not know the reason now. I may not ever know the reason. But whatever happens, happens as only a small piece in the larger puzzle of life. Many of us have a feeling where we want our lives to be in 5 years, in 10 years, even next year. But we may be apprehensive about it. We may be worried that things won't go according to plan. Maybe we had our eyes set on a certain graduate school or law school, but we didn't receive an offer of admission there. Now what? Maybe we had our eyes set on a career in a certain city, but we could only find a job elsewhere. Now what? Perhaps the best thing to do is to take a step back, put it in perspective, be more open-minded. Maybe it won't be such a bad thing that our master plan gets shaken up. From disappointment and anxiety, opportunity and the future are born. When one door closes, another opens. For me, initial disappointment and reluctance directly led to opportunity and fulfillment later on. Sometimes the voyage from the not so good to the good is a long one. And sometimes the waves are quite rough. But the voyage is most often well worth it. It was worth it for me, and if you allow it to work for you too, it will. Venturing onto new roads, at its least, is an opportunity to go out and do great things in the world, to make an impact in our communities and in the lives of others. Congratulations on your graduation, and best of luck in your future endeavors, whether they take you on the anticipated path or onto new roads. Thank you.
Now we come to the part of